Wag, do not fuck with our dignity. Sabi nila, si Duterte is not a statesman. He behaves like a hoodlum. Tama ka. Ulol ka pala eh. Ngayon mo lang nalaman? Ganon ako, ganito, ganon. Hindi na bali, basta ganito yan eh, para sa lahat. And this is really for all of you Filipinos and for the entire world. Baski anong bagay magka-diferensya, wag lang basta bayan na ang pag-usapan. Tangina, hindi talaga tayo magkaintindihan. Drugs, 4 million, narco-politics na. With the election of the Lima, the national portals of narco-politics has entered the political life of our country. Kaya sabi ko, how do you solve now the 4 million? Yan ang hindi tinitignan ng Amerikano. Ang tinitignan lang niya, yun na mamatay ng mga drug addict. If at all. Ang iba doon, talagang sinalvage. Ewan ko kung sino. Yung iba, binabalot pa ng plaster. Sabi ko, we are not manufacturing mummies. Parang mummy ng Egypt eh. Sabi ko, if you really want to stop the guy, just shoot him with one bullet in the head. And that's it. Bakit man tayo magbalot-balot ba dyan? Ano ito, suman? Kaya ako maligaya kasi wala man akong ibang masumbungan sa Bisaya. Sana ako magreklamo. Di sa inyo. Inaapi-api tayo. But you know, in the course of my sabi ko separation, it is provided in the Constitution. Section 7, Article... sabi doon, our country must formulate an independent foreign policy. Ayaw ko dyan, kasi yung mga Amerikano nandyan, sabihin naman ng mga militar, sir, kailangan natin ng equipment, gano'n. You know, sabi ko nga sa military, I am not a wartime president. Remember that. I am a president seeking peace for my country. Kaya, nung na-presidente ako, wala pa. Inuna ko na ang komunista. Sabi ko, we have been fighting for 45 years. Do you mean to say that you want another 45 years of fighting? Magkasama kami, left po ako, sa left ako. Hindi ako kandidato sa mga oligar pati mayan. Left ka lang. Kaya kami nakakaintindihan. Kaya kita mo yung overtures ko, pumayag sila, nag-uusap na tayo, wala nang gera ngayon sa ating bayan, NPA versus government. We are talking in Oslo. So dito yung negotiators natin as we go along, si Perfecto Yasay, the Foreign Secretary. Maniwala ka o hindi? Sa dormitoryo kami noon, kami ang magka-roommate. Bright ito. Valedictorian, salutatorian ito nag-graduate. Then, ang kaharap namin sa kwarto, si Bebot Belio. Taga Isabela. Lucano ito. Okay. Okay ito. Magka-classmate kami, but they are the brilliant ones. Sunny Dominguez, yung ating finance secretary. Kindergarten to high school, kasi napaalis ako sa Ateneo, second year, siya na lang, but they graduated yung klase namin. He was the valedictorian. Oh. Alam mo, ito si ating Secretary of Agriculture, Governor Manny Piñon, is a magna cum laude graduate yan. Ito lang. Graduate magna, puro yan sila mga utak. Senator Cayetano. Nandito si Ma'am Lani, Mayor ng Taguig. Asawa niya, Ma'am. Tama, maganda si Ma'am. Gwapo si Cayetano. Pero kung ako kasing gwapo niya, ako, ubos. Pakyaw, ibig sabihin. Si Mark Villar sa DPWH. And Defense Secretary natin from Cotabato City, si General Lorenzana. Alam mo ito, si General Lorenzana, ang may sabi pa sa akin, taga Cotabato City ito, Ilocano, pero Cotabato. Yung mga Ilocano lunggo sa... Yan. Tapos si pastor pa ang may sabi sa akin. Ano, abid mo ba alam yung sekretary mo of defense? Classmate ko yan. Sabi niya, valedictorian namin yan. Kita mo naman, ang buhok na ubos ka-aral. Si Secretary Pernia ng NEDA, bright from UP. And, totoo lang ha, hindi ako na kilala nyo, Art Tugade. Classmate ko sa San Bernardo, valedictorian namin. Huh? College of Law. 1972. Sa DTI, sa Go Negosyo. Medyo ito yung... And si Senator Estrada. Senator Estrada. Ang ating National Security, pareho yan sila, Estrada yan, basta ganong muka, pareho yan sila. Si General Esperon, ang National Security Advisor ko. Si Cabinet Secretary, si June Evasco. Alam mo, istorya nito, June Evasco, pati isang pare, nagagong yun. Sama niya, Father, dalawa ito silang pare. Piskal ako noon. Nahuli ito ng military sa Libungan. Cotabato. No? Nagplenom-plenom ito sila. Natsambahan. Ngayon, ako yung piskal, ako yung inquest. Ako lang yung nag-iimbestiga doon ng takot kasi lahat sa rebelde. So, sabi ng si Stares kung kilala niya, may nahuli kami dyan, 2 pare. Tapos sabi ko, harap talaga ng piskal yan kasi yung affidavit. Ito bang sinasabi mo dito, totoo to? O sabi niya, salvage na lang namin. Alang ganda mo. Tangina mo, pare. Padre Tison, isa maliit. Sabi ko, pare. Tapos sabi ko, taga saan ka? Sabi niya, taga Maribohok ako. Bohol, Maribohok. Sa taga roon yung lola ko sa tatay ko. Oh, puta, baka pinsan ko po yung mga gago kayo. Pare, masabi ko din, ba't papatay, hayaan mo na lang. So, nung nanalo si Kore, wala silang trabaho, pumunta sa akin, naghingi ng trabaho, binigyan ko naman, sabi ko dyan, technical assistant. Eventually, he became my chief of staff, then to become the mayor of Mariboc for 9 years. Tapos, cabinet na. Star-studded ito sila. Si Andanar, Salpanelo, ang ating gwapo na congressman sa Bohol, Arthur Yap. Tumindi ko na. Kayo taga Davao, if you remember, pastor ito siya sa Victory Chapel, taga Davao. Pastor Erne Abella. Ito si Energy, si Alcose. Si Wanda Teo ng ating tourism. Si Sal, ito yung abogado ng mga artista. Ito to. Kung gusto mo ng chismis kung anong nangyari talaga. Dito ka, Sal, kung hindi ka nga. Itong si Sal, hardworking. Yumaman lang ito sa mga away ng mga artista. Yung mag-asawa, yung magkakaso-kaso. Ako po ay ordinaryo lang, kagaya ninyo. 75, 76, ganun lang. Hindi naman masyado ako nagmamadali kasi I finished my high school 7 years. Sabi ng nanay ko, Rodrigo, matapos ka kaya? Sabi ko, wala man tayong pagmadalaan dito sa buhay na to. Sige lang, bilyar. Minsan nahuli pa ako ng nanay ko, yung talagang takot, pinalo sa ganon-ganon. Kaya yung nanay ko, kung buhay ngayon, idemanda ko ng child abuse. Talaga. Tapos kayong mga Bisaya, alam ninyo yan, we have this colloquial term na hanggang pantalan ka lang. Di ba? Yung ayaw natin magtrabaho, mga kapatid, yung mga lalaki, magalit yung tatay sabihin, ikaw, litsi ka, hanggang pantalan ka lang. Di ba? It's a colloquial or idiom developed along the years. Sabi ng tatay ko na, ikaw, tsikang anak ka, hanggang pantalan ka lang. Sabi ko, sige lang, basta bayaran lang ako sa kanakarga ko, okay lang. Pero sa totoo lang itong lahat na nakarito mga Artugadi, ito bilyonaryo na to. Huwag sabihin magnakaw pa ito. Bilyonaryo ito. College of Law pa kami. CEO na yan ng Delgado Shipping. Puro mayayaman. Yasay he's a professor sa Western Side sa Hawaii University. Pero sa awa ng Diyos, ito trabante ko ito lahat. Gaya ng sa law school kami. Classroom kami naman doon sa College of Law, magtinginan lang sa mata. Kaya kung mag-aral ka noon ng libro, ganoon ka talaga. Kasi oras ka gumanon ka, tapos karap mo yung mga ulol na... Kasi, sige. Wala na. Pagdating ng 5:30, tuloy na lang natin. Sa awa ng Diyos, okay ako, 4 years. Ganun lang ang buhay. So, then, para inspirasyon. Para, not really because na, ayaw ko kasi yung, meron kasi ako sabihin, pero it's, I do not want to, sabihin ko na lang. Pero hatiin ko. Mas komportable ako dito sa Japan. And even China, if I mention the state. Kasi, hindi na may ako dyan eh. O baka mamura ko lang yung the other side of the world. Hindi magandang tratamento nila sa mga kababayan ko. Kapag maumpisa ako dito, puro mura, matatapos na dito na. So, we have to improve on the economy because that is the only, yan lang ang paraan. That's the only way really to na balang araw na hindi mo na kailangan bumalik pa dito. At least kung magbalik-balik ka dito, bakasyon ka na lang. Hindi na sana I can improve on the economy and in the fullness of God's time. Alam mo, ang pinaka maano sa atin is isang Japan. Japan talaga ang pinakamalaking tulong natin. Airport, yung mga roads natin, it's about 6 billion yung kanilang natin, nakaprogram. 6 billion, you times it by 48, 47. That's trillion. Grabe ang tulong nila ng I don't know, but Japan is very attached to us. And for the fact that they are really so very kind. Wala akong sa Japanese people except. So in return, kaya tayo ng mga Pilipino, pag napunta sila doon, gusto ko nga yung protektado sila. Ayaw. Ngayon po, pwede ka nang lumabas. Kasi ang ayaw ko, lalo na yung iba, is nagtatrabaho kayo dito, nagpapakamatay kayo sa pagod para kumita lang. Pagdating doon, padala ninyo yung pera ninyo, either gamitin ng isang ulol at i-hold up yung mga, yung student, i-hold up. Yan ang ayaw ko. Kaya yan kasi ang hindi ko talaga matanggap. Kaya sa Davao, ikaw mag-rape ka ng 1-year-old, mag-rape ka ng 18 months old. Wala na tayong pinag-usapan dyan. Okay, yung taga Davao. Pagka ganon ang estilo mo sa buhay mo, caution flies. So, gusto ko nga ibalik, ganito yan eh. Para maintindihan ng mga putang ina. Pero walang putang, itong pare, pero hindi sila kasali sa putang ina. Alam mo, hindi naintindihan nila. Sabi nila, Duterte, may death penalty noon. Wala man nangyari. Ganon rin. Bakit mo gustong ibalik? Ulol. Hindi ka naman tarantado. Hindi ako ang presidente noon. Kasi kung ako ang presidente noon, wala tayong pinag-uusapan dito. Kasi wala daw nangyari. Mayroong death penalty. Ginagamit yung utak. Ilagay mo ngayon yan. Sabi nila, hindi na. Kasi marami na ngayon. Sa kulungan, 1,000. Hindi, mag-ihaw tayo mga 5 araw-araw. Problema niya. Totoo. Ganito yan. I will end because mayroon pang akong maraming... Kasi kakahiya naman, pahintayin sila. Ganito na lang. Kalimutan mo na yung Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Kalimutan mo na yung batas natin. Let's just, yung pinanganak ka sa mundong ito. Tapos, trabaho ka. Pamilya mo, grade 1 pa lang, alam ko tatay ko noon, mag-loan. Ang nanay ko, to her retirement days, hindi dying days, maghihiram pa yun ng 5-6. Lahat ng pulis, maestra ngayon, pati army, naghihiram 5-6. Tapos, maubos na yung pera ko, halos hindi ako kakain. Tapos, i-rape mo kasi drug addict ka, siraulo ka, patayin mo. Tanungin kita, gusto mong mabuhay? What gave you the right to rape and kill my daughter? By what law itong universe na ito, sa bundong ito, sino nagbigay sa iyo ng karapatan na patayin mo ang anak ko, i-rape mo? Dito sa kabila, ito, makinig kayo, Amerikano, Bugokski. Ito dito. Anong kasalanan ko sa iyo? Kayong mga gangster, kayo nga sa Pilipino nakinig, yung mga putang ina ninyo, kinig kayo mabuti. Kaya kayo namamatay, ganito. Anong kasalanan ng Pilipino? Anong kasalanan na mag-asawa sa iyo na magluto ka ng siyabo at ipakain mo sa mga anak namin? But what right in this universe have to do that? Huwag na tayo mag-isip ng batas-batas. Sagutin mo lang ako. By what right? Anong kasalanan namin at bakit gawin mo yan sa amin? Masagot mo yan, buhayin kita. Putang ina mo, pag wala kang sagot, papatayin talaga kita. Nabubwisit na ako eh. Ano lang, sagot na. Huwag na yung batas. Sagot mo ang batas. Makukulong ka o mamatay ka. Just answer me the question. Who gave you the right to destroy the life of my daughter, raping her, after ravishing her, killing her? But what right do you have na kami kayong tagalabas kung gano'n lang ang pawis at hirap, saving every, tapos pagdating doon, pabili lang ng sa anak mo para pagdating mo doon, basag na pala. And you know what? Dysfunctional na nga eh. Nandito kayo, may maiwan mga anak. Mabuti na lang kung dala mo. It is by itself a dysfunction already, to be frank with you. Wala na nga ang nanay, tatay, o yung mga sailors. Tapos, lagyan mo pa nando, it becomes really a total dysfunctional family. Magnakaw ito, hindi na mag-aral. So, hindi ninyo na, you simply overlook the things in life. My American friends, we stick to the fundamental issues about human life. You want to protect, we do not want whoever wants to kill people. You cannot build a nation over the bones of the criminals, if that is what you want to hear. But then, I have to do something by the sheer magnitude of 4 million. Instead of helping me, you are criticized, you chastise me publicly. Insulting, because as a matter of fact, every time you mention about human rights violation, there's always a few words added, and that is the assistance. You can have it. It's all yours. We will survive. I'm sure I would be a villain to... Ngayon lang, maybe at this time, not all Filipinos would took note too kindly about my stand. But in the years to come, in the next generation, they would know that there is such a thing in this world as the dignity of the Filipino people. Maraming salamat po.
Maraming salamat, Pangulong Duterte. Tayo po ay manatiling nakaupo. Magkakaroon po tayo ng isang big groupie kasama ho ang Pangulong Duterte.
Ating pong natunghayan na naging talumpati ng Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte sa harap ng Filipino community sa Tokyo, Japan, kung saan nagpasalamat ang Pangulo sa pamahalaan ng Japan sa pagbibigay empleyo sa ating mga kababayang Pilipino at maging sa bilyong-bilyong dolyar na aid na ibinibigay nito sa ating bansa. Muling iginiit ng Pangulong Duterte ang programa niya mula pa noong siya ay nangangampanya sa pagkapangulo at ngayon ipinagpapatuloy niya sa kanyang administrasyon ang pagsugpo sa graft and corruption, droga at kriminalidad. Ipinaliwanag ng Pangulo ang mga isinasagawa ng kanyang pamahalaan para masugpo ang korupsyon at red tape. Kabilang na nga dito ang pagtatatag ng one-stop shop para sa mga transaksyong pampamahalaan at pagkuha ng ating mga kababayan ng mga dokumento mula sa iba't ibang ahensya ng gobyerno. At pangarap umano ng Pangulong Duterte na sa susunod na henerasyon ay wala nang mangingibambayan ng mga Pilipino para magtrabaho. Ayon pa at pagtitiyak pa ng Pangulo sa ating mga kababayang OFW sa Japan, pag uwi nila ng Pilipinas ay hindi sila dapat matakot dahil kanyang tinututukan yung umano'y mga nangungutong sa customs at maging sa mga paliparan. Muling inihayag din ng Pangulo ang kanyang planong TV show dito po sa PTV na sumbungan ng mga mamamayan laban sa mga tiwaling opisyal ng pamahalaan. At ipinaliwanag din ng Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte na yung mga akusasyon na laban sa kanya sa umano'y extrajudicial killings na nagaganap kasabay ng kampanya ng pamahalaan kontra illegal na droga. Hamon ng Pangulo sa kanyang mga kritiko, kung may matibay na ebidensya laban sa kanya ay kailangang maghain ang mga ito ng kaukulang kaso. Muling binatikos ng Pangulo ang Amerika sa pagpuna nito sa mga kaso umano ng extrajudicial killings sa ating bansa. Giit ng Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte ay mabubuhay ang ating bansa ng walang aid mula sa pamahalaan ng Amerika. Marami pang mga engagement ang Pangulong Duterte sa kanyang 3-day official visit sa Japan. Nakatakda siyang makipagpulong kay Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe at siya rin ay magsasagawa ng state call kay Japanese Emperor Akihito. Magkakaroon din siya ng bilateral meeting gaya nga ng aking nabanggit, kasama si Prime Minister Shinzo Abe, kung saan ito rin ay mag-host ng isang dinner para sa kanya at sa kanyang delegasyon. Nakatakda ring magsalita ang Pangulo sa Japan-Philippines Parliamentarian Friendship League. Inaasahan na maraming aspeto sa relasyon ng Pilipinas at Japan ang matatalakay dito sa pagbisitang ito ng Pangulong Duterte sa Japan, partikular na ang aspeto ng defense at economy. At inyo pong natunghayan ang special coverage ng PTV sa naganap na pagsasalita ng Pangulong Duterte sa harap ng Filipino community sa Japan.
Pagtutulungan ng Pilipinas at Japan sa larangan ng kalakalan at defense cooperation.
720 persons murdered. So a mere 321 or less than 50% were solved. Sabi po sa dispositive portion or part of the decision of the Ombudsman, from the foregoing figures, it is evident that respondents were remiss in their duty to significantly reduce the number of killings. Also, the same shows that respondents failed to solve a substantial number, if not all, of the killings. You were one of the respondents, so you should know how many cases exactly of killings were there. I rest my case. Thank you so much.
Are you done? Yes. Okay, go ahead. Senator Cayetano is recognized.
So, Chair, I have a few questions for Police Superintendent Abute. Then I have some questions.
Mr. Chairman,
Ano pangalan po?
Eduardo Matubato or Edie Matubato.
Yun yung pisan.
Yes,
Pareho
Your
silang
Chairman,
pangalan.
Mr. Chairman.
Si Ed,
Edgar yung isa, ito Eduardo. Hindi, inuhuli ko lang. So, yung isa, si Edgardo, si Edgar, si Matubato.
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Itong sinasabi mong pulis, si Eduardo.
Eduardo or Edie Matubato.
ED. Ay, mabutit nagkakaalaman tayo.
si Edgar Matubato ho mismo, hindi po siya pulis, di ho ba?
Yes, Your Honor.
Hindi mo siya kilala bilang killer?
Hindi,
Kasi
Your Honor.
inamin po niya, killer daw po siya.
Hindi ko alam yun, Your Honor.
So hindi mo siguro aaminin na merong Davao Death Squad.
Hindi, Your Honor.
Narinig niyo na ho ba yung Davao Death Squad?
Narinig, Your Honor.
Paano mo naririnig yung tungkol sa Davao Death Squad?
Kasi yung mga media doon, sila ang nagbigay ng, nagsasabi na death squad. Pag may namamatay sa Davao, sabi nila death squad.
Dati ho kayo sa Civil Security Unit, di ho ba? Civil Security Unit.
Na consultant ako after I retired,
When
Your
did
Honor,
you retire?
in 2013.
But before you retired, you were part of the Civil Security Unit
No, Your Honor.
sa heinous crime.
Yes, Your Honor.
Ilang taon ho kayo sa heinous crime?
From January 15, 2013 up to March 8, 2006, Your Honor.
Nung nag-retire kayo, sinabi nyo, consultant po kayo.
Yes, Your Honor.
Hanggang ngayon, consultant po kayo.
No, Your Honor.
Kailan po kayo naging consultant? At
3 days,
consultant ng ano? Consultant ni sino? Nino?
3 days after my retirement, I was hired as consultant by Dean, Mayor Inday Sara, and now Mayor Inday Sara in February 11 up to June 30, 2013.
So si Mayor Sara ang nag-appoint sa inyo or bilang consultant.
Yes, Your Honor.
How about si Mayor Rodrigo Duterte, now President Duterte? Siyempre po, kilala po kayo ng husto ni President Duterte.
Yes, Your Honor.
Hindi ho siya ang kumuha o nag-recommend kay Mayor Sara na maging consultant kayo after you retired?
I don't know, Your Honor, because it was Mayor Sara who called me up.
And as consultant of what?
Civil Security Unit, Your Honor.
But you were never part of the Civil Security Unit, as you said.
Only when I was hired, Your Honor.
Hired as consultant
Yes, Your Honor.
because you denied that you were employed or you were connected with Civil Security Unit.
I said, when I was as member of the PNP, I was not assigned as Civil Security Unit.
You were never assigned to the Civil Security Unit, but you were hired as a consultant after you retired to that unit or of that Civil Security Unit, right?
As consultant of the mayor, in order for her to represent him in cases there is a
Him
meeting,
or her?
a conference.
Him or her?
Her,
Si Mayor Sara
her,
po,
Your Honor.
sabi nyo, ang nag-hire sa inyo as consultant. Ano ho ba ang Civil Security Unit?
Civil Security yun ang yung unit na yan, sila ang nag-take care ng mga buildings, security of the buildings, offices, markets, terminals.
So yung pagka-consultant nyo is specifically what? Hindi naman ho siguro kayo yung tinatawag na general consultant.
As advisor of the mayor,
Advisor on what?
on matters of security matters,
In
Your Honor.
general, security matters. In general, security matters affecting Davao City, I suppose.
Yes, Your Honor.
And that includes criminality.
No, Your Honor. Because civil security unit only concern on the security of the government buildings.
Kanina ho, ang ganda ng mga accomplishments na pinakita nyo, although you just actually cited some, and I'm sure marami po kayo accomplishments kasi makapal po yung dala-dala nyong dokumento. Ano
Yes,
ho?
Your Honor.
Ang tanong ko po sa inyo ngayon, have you ever been charged with any case, of any case, either administrative or criminal?
And I cannot remember the date of physical injury. I was charged of physical injury.
Ano pa ho?
I was charged administratively for command responsibility
On what?
on my two personnel who was charged also for alleged involved in drugs.
Alleged involvement in drugs. Kayo po mismo?
No, Your Honor.
So what are you talking about? Command responsibility about the misdeeds ng mga tao niyo po
Yes, Your Honor. Allegedly, they are involved.
in drugs.
Yes, Your Honor.
Kailan po ito?
In 2000, I cannot remember when I was still as the chief of the Hino Shrine. I cannot, either it is 2003, 2004, 2005, or 2006.
Ano po nangyari sa kaso na yon?
All were dismissed and they are, the case was dismissed against all of my personnel and
How about
including
you?
me.
You mentioned something about command responsibility. So you were charged because of command
Administratively, Your Honor.
Administratively. So saan po final yung kaso?
At first, the law and order in the Davao City Police Office, and again, it was elevated to the Ombudsman.
So ano po nangyari?
And finally, at the Ombudsman,
kaso?
it was dismissed.
Dismissed. So absuelto po kayo doon.
Yes, Your Honor.
Meron pa ho bang ibang kaso na you were charged either criminally or administratively?
Yes, Your Honor.
Kailan po yon? Ano pong kaso?
I think it was on 2009 or 2010.
What
I cannot
about-
remember the
Ano
exact.
pong kaso yon?
Allegedly, for not solving the killings of Davao City.
Yes. So you were charged along with several other police officers of Davao by the Ombudsman, and in fact, you were penalized, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
You were 21 high-ranking officers of the Philippine National Police. And this is from the website, Mr. Chair, of the Office of the Ombudsman, that you, along with 20 high-ranking officers of the Philippine National Police, were penalized with fine lang po, equivalent to 1 month salary because of the unabated killings in Davao City. So you confirmed that.
Yes, Your Honor.
You were fined.
Yes, Your Honor.
Ano ho ba yung sinasabing unabated killings in Davao City in the recent years attributed to the Davao Death Squad? Galing po ito sa Ombudsman. Pinaprint ko po ito. Nasa, ano po nila to? Nasa website. Mentioning Davao Death Squad. Mentioning the unabated killings. And siguro po, kasi nakasabi nga dito sa issuance na ito ng Office of the Ombudsman, record showed that from 2005 to 2008, the Davao City Police Office registered an unusually high number of unsolved killings. Do you confirm that?
That is the allegation of our case, Your Honor.
And further, in this issuance of the Office of the Ombudsman, it is said the perpetrators of these executions were usually 2 motorcycle riding gunmen, and the killings were mostly drug-related. The OMB Moleo fact-finding team reported that in 4 years, there were 720 persons murdered. 97 in 2005, 165 in 2006, 199 or 199 in 2007, and 259 in 2008. Tama po ba itong statistics na ito na nalaman, nakuha ng Office of the Ombudsman, Moleo?
Hindi ko alam, ma'am.
Hindi ho ba kasama kayo sa heinous crime section? Pakisabi nga huli sa amin, ano ho bang mga klaseng kaso yung mga inimbestigahan nyo kung meron man nung kayo ay nasa this, whatever it is, this heinous crime section. Napakaganda ng pangalan, heinous crime section. Murder should be heinous crime. There are 727 cases of murder or 720 persons murdered, according to OMB Moleo fact-finding team, in just 4 years. Did you investigate those?
Your Honor, if may I say, before that, I would like to talk to my lawyer.
Go ahead.
Your Honor, go back to the case. That case I was assigned at, during that period, 2006, I was the Station Commander of Kalinan Police Station. And all cases that transpired in my jurisdiction was properly investigated. Only, Your Honor, that
So whose cases were this?
every
which you were penalized.
occurrence of incident in our area of responsibility, particularly in my area of responsibility, was properly investigated. It turned out only that there is no witnesses that come to the open for us to pursue our investigation. That's why the case is still pending.
And how many cases are these?
I cannot remember, Your Honor.
Would you bother to check your records, and then if you can submit to us what cases or how many cases exactly did you investigate when you were with the heinous crime section? Kasi malinaw yung findings ng OMB Moleo dito. OMB Moleo fact-finding team, in 4 years, 720 persons murdered. So a mere 321 or less than 50% were solved. Sabi po sa dispositive portion or part of the decision of the Ombudsman, from the foregoing figures, it is evident that respondents were remiss in their duty to significantly reduce the number of killings. Also, the same shows that respondents failed to solve a substantial number, if not all, of the killings. You were one of the respondents, so you should know how many cases exactly of killings were there. I rest my case. Thank you so much.